Laptops, phones, headphones, all replaced by the same cable. Why? Imagine this. You open a random drawer in your house, and instantly, you regret it. A tangled mess of cables spills out, thick ones, thin ones, some you don't even recognize anymore, one for an old camera, one for a phone you stopped using years ago, one that almost fits, but doesn't. And somehow, none of them are the one you actually need. For over 20 years, this was normal. Connecting devices wasn't simple. It was chaos. Different shapes, different ports, different rules, until suddenly, everything changed. One small connector appeared. Simple, symmetrical, almost insignificant. And then, it started replacing everything. Laptops, headphones, gaming consoles, and eventually, even the most stubborn device in the world, the iPhone. So what makes this tiny port so powerful? Why did it take over the entire tech industry? And why were companies basically forced to adopt it? To understand that, we need to go back. Back to a time when computers looked like control panels from a sci-fi movie. Ports everywhere. None of them compatible. You had one port for your mouse, another for your keyboard, another for your printer. And if you plugged something in wrong, nothing worked. Then came something revolutionary. USB. It promised one thing, one port, for everything. And for a while, it worked. But as technology evolved, that promise broke. Devices got smaller, but the cables didn't. So companies started improvising. Mini USB, micro USB, Type A, Type B, weird hybrid versions no one could remember. By the early 2010s, the dream of a universal cable was gone. We were back in chaos. So the biggest tech companies in the world came together. Apple, Intel, Microsoft, and they decided to fix it. Not with another variation, but with something completely new. That's when USB-C was born. At first glance, it looks simple. Just a small oval, but inside, it's completely different. Older USB cables had just a few connections. Basic power, basic data. USB-C, it has 24 pins. And here's the genius part. They're mirrored, which means there is no wrong way to plug it in, ever. But that's just the beginning. Because USB-C isn't just a cable, it's a system. Those extra connections allow it to transform. The same cable can charge your phone, transfer data, output 4K video, deliver audio, all through one single port. And then comes the real breakthrough. Power. Old USB, slow, weak. USB-C, it negotiates. It talks to your device, asks what it needs, and delivers exactly that. From tiny earbuds to full-size laptops, all using the same cable. But if it's so perfect, why didn't everyone switch immediately? Because of control and money. Some companies didn't want to give that up, especially one, Apple. For years, they held onto their own connector, not because they couldn't switch, but because they didn't want to, until something bigger stepped in, the European Union. Their concern wasn't convenience, it was waste. Thousands of tons of cables thrown away every year. So they made a decision. One standard for everything, no exceptions. And suddenly, the entire industry had no choice, even Apple. And just like that, USB-C became universal. But here's the twist. It's not perfect, because while every USB-C cable looks the same, they are not the same. Some charge fast, some don't. Some support video, some don't. Same shape, completely different capabilities, so the confusion isn't gone. It's just hidden. But still, for the first time in decades, we're close. One cable for almost everything. And after years of digging through that messy drawer, that might be the biggest upgrade of all.